Hello everyone, Problematic Boy here with another Torchlight Infinite build guide thing for a build that I've been working on it's basically my transition build to farm for a Surging Inspiration, but I don't know if that is going to end up happening. Oh wait, let me take this off. Boop. And sorry, I had a stream thing up there, but yeah, basically, this is a transition build to farm for Surging Inspiration. I don't know if it's going to end up being a transition build or end up being the build I actually play for everything, because I am liking the build. So what is the build? It's using Thunderbolt Overload and all the ailments, the elemental ones, and also Bleeding Wilt. Uh, I will explain the build in a moment. I'll just do a quick T7. Well, relatively quick T7. I think it works fairly well. What do I just do? I'll just do a random W-Man village. Fine, I'll roll it. And while I roll a map there, I'll just say that while you are rolling maps for this build, there's the immune to elemental ailment or chance to be immune to elemental ailment mod. You do not ever want to run a map with that because it reduces your damage by a whole lot. So let me just skip here, get my clone out. I'll skip the statue because it just takes too long. I'm only sitting here for like 30 more seconds. And the playstyle is basically just blink. We almost have enough CDR to chain blink. Oh no, there's Zagata machines. No, don't look at it. Just don't think about it. Okay. You almost have enough to stay blinking the whole time, but not quite, as you can see. Need a little bit more. I don't know where to get it, though. Maybe on boots with a Restless or something. Okay. I will do the league mechanic. Gotta watch for tentacles. Build doesn't have a whole lot of physical mitigation right now. Yeah, that's that. Okay. Let's talk about the build. First, I'll look at the talents. Because the talents, I like most builds, but talents are a big part of the build. Let's start with Goddess of Darkness. We're a full erosion conversion build. I'll talk about how we do that later, but this is a core part of it. We get paralyzed, which is 10% additional damage taken on enemies, and we get the conversion there. Also, as we saw, our life doesn't really do anything, and well, it's preserving an aura for us, so we just get 35% additional damage here. Warlock. Okay, Warlock's the core part of the build. I'll just sort of scan through the talents here on Goddess of Darkness so you can see what I'm taking. Area is good. And then we got some crit. And energy shield stuff. Here is Warlock. And we're taking Merciless for the CDR. And here's the big part of the build. Dirty Tricks. This means that we have a 100% chance to inflict ailment as long as we have, well, for shock and cold, you only need any amount of cold or lightning damage. Thankfully, we have that. And for the other ones, you need base. So we're covering that. So we're getting 35% additional hit damage, which is really good. Next, we got on the Soulbender. Also be slow here. Let's do a little pan. I think I like the panning idea. Just do a little pan and Soulbender here. And then we take Stealth Stab. I feel like Stealth Stab is just better than Tainted Blood. The 20% additional damage isn't always up, but the 20% additional damage taken, basically DR, 20% damage reduction, is basically always up with this build. So it's great. And then we have Beyond Cure. We easily hit like 150 to 200 stacks of Wilt when we're on the target, so hitting the 50 stacks is very easy for us, and we get that minus 50% erosion resistance, which is really great for our damage. Next, we'll go into the gear. There's one important piece of gear here that I should talk about. well, actually 3 pieces of important gear that's just kind of optional, but it's Crossroad. So what you get is you get conversion of your fire, cold, and lightning damage against their ailments into erosion damage. And you also get this effect, which is also another 10% uh, damage modifier on top of paralyze. So it's very good. Uh, yeah, these gloves are 100% necessary for the build because it's what allows us to convert everything into erosion. Second is we have these rings. They're howling rings. You can corrode them for +2 split, and just know that split quantity is a very big way to scale the damage of this skill. You want as much split quantity as you can get. These rings, when they have 2 split quantity, are worth over 1,000 FE each, so just keep that in mind that I don't have those yet, but I am maybe going for them. I don't know if I like the build enough, and I do kind of like it. 2 pistols here. The reason we're using pistols instead of wands is because you can get split quantity, and you can also get +2 projectile skill level, which is what we're going for on this one. We missed it the first time, but you know how it is. We'll go for +2 skill level, and then the suffix, you can get additional projectile damage and reduced projectile speed, which is massive. So that's easily another 60% damage plus the +4 to the skill level that we'll eventually get. So that's pretty good. And stats you're looking for: projectile damage, don't worry about base wilt, split quantity, crit damage, and those are like the only good ones. The adding additional projectiles doesn't really do anything. And then an Undying Faith is pretty good. I don't even need the minus sealed mana, honestly. It's just like additional damage and plus the passive skill level. I think it's okay, but you can get a good rare too. You could maybe go for Explosion if you want it, or active skill level, and you could also get additional curse, or well, you can't really do anything with additional curse. Maybe like a suffix. Can you get sealed mana on us? Oh, I don't even know, but you can restless your chest too. So I think, did I cover everything, or am I crazy? I thought there would be a lot to talk about with this build, but I think I got all of it, guys. Hmm. Oh, our belt's bad. Yeah, don't worry about the belt. Do 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 do. Talents. Oh, let's talk about the skill a little bit. I didn't even do a skill section in this video. Okay, we're using Thunderbolt Overload. How do you scale it? Well, first off, it's a spell that deals physical damage, which is making my eyes bulge because base physical is so nice. It converts 50% fizz to lightning, and then it jumps twice. The best what you want to do here is you want to use Ailment Termination because you're getting 13% damage per type of ailment. We're doing all the ailments. So this is 5, 15, yes, 65% in addition to the, you get a penalty here, but you're getting so much damage from it. I'm using Efficient Cast because the clone just drains mana like crazy. Slow Projectile because I think it's the best. Added fire damage is giving us our basic Ignite, so we're inflicting Ignite on every hit. And then Split is for 2 additional splits. It just ends up being the best damage, I think. Mana Boil, Blink, as we were seeing. Obscure, I'm a big Obscure fan. Basically, you just hit this whenever your blur refreshes, is what I try to do. Or you can use it to extend your blur, and it just gives you a bunch of blur rating. It makes it so that you're avoiding damage more often on your blur. It's nice. And then Soiling Circle, as usual for spell builds, you want to do that. Curse on Hit Corruption, we're sealing it on life. The corruption's not even fully leveled yet, but it's giving us our minus erosion res. And then here is our current aura setup. I've been changing this a lot. I was doing 5 imbues. I've done 4 imbues. I've swapped in and out imbue buff. Right now, this is what I'm doing. Corrosion imbue, I think, is very necessary. And keep in mind with the build, the cool thing about the build is you can add any type of elemental damage to the build, and it's going to be converted to erosion damage. So things like Ice Imbue, adding your physical as cold, is going to, that extra added cold based off of the physical is going to go into erosion. So it's very good. And we're using acuteness just for the additional physical damage, and the bleed. That's how we're getting our base bleed. And since we're using dirty tricks, we don't need bleed chance, but the physical is scaling us, and there's our base bleed. Precise projectiles for projectile damage. Weapon amp, because it's giving us some CDR with the attack speed, because we're using Merciless and Warlock, and we're also getting additional physical damage, which is being converted to erosion, and all that good stuff, and a restrain. Down here, we're sealing a mana, a magical source, and a precise energy fortress onto our life. I obviously get the precise auras when you can. You don't really need precise weapon amp because we already have 100% chance to paralyze. I don't remember what precise projectiles does, but it has a funny name. Okay, so those are the skills. And like I said, you can swap these auras around. I've been doing a lot of aura swapping with like trying to put in an imbue buff and doing 4. I was running on 5 as a meme. I think this is a good setup that we have with the added fire damage. You could also get basic knight on your amulet as a prefix and so that with something else. But this isn't an inefficient damage support because it's giving about 30% increased damage because it's all converted to erosion. You gotta keep that in mind. Alright, so we have the ailment termination there. I've explained skills. And I think that's it, guys. So, oh, a little bit about how I think the build's going to scale. I think it's going to scale into T8 really well. Right now, I'm a little bit not super good for T8, but the T7 map clear is pretty good, and we kind of kill T7 Planeswatchers. I don't think it's good enough for Traveler yet. I need to get the right Ominous and Restless on the pistols, and then I think we'll be good to go on definitely T7 Traveler and all the Planeswatchers, and definitely T8 mapping once we get that figured out. And I don't know how it will go for T8. I think it's probably scale into like maybe T8 Traveler or something like that, but I'd have to check it myself. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any suggestions, comments, feel free to comment down below. And you can check my Twitch at twitch.tv/problematicboy. And also, I guess, like and subscribe. Okay, bye.